And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for our next bout. Making his way to the cage and fighting out of the red corner, it's Tyler Bunting.
Tyler Bunting, 5'11", 185 pounds, fighting out of Disciple MMA with a 3-0 record. His last win was very impressive. His opponent was fighting out of the Ukraine. I don't remember his name, but he was very big, very muscular, and very violent. You know, Tyler rode the storm. He got lifted up, he got taken down, and he fought a great fight. And I think he really evolved as a fighter because of that.
And I watched that. Viracone was the guy's name?
Yes,
I believe.
yes.
I watched you call that fight, Charles DeGisco. When I watched Tyler Bunting in that fight in particular, like this guy would be the world champion if every fight were in a phone booth. Like he just wants to keep it tight and grind it out. And that was an amazing comeback win. That was CageZilla, last month, CageZilla 50. An amazing comeback. It was submission of the night by MMA and VA. The great website, covers all sorts of amateur and sometimes the pros, MMA in Virginia. This is his third CageZilla fight, so just another day in the office. His fourth fight overall. 100% finish rate, 2 submissions and a KO. And he's only been out of the first round once. So, I mean, again, this is one of the ones you and I talked before. This is one of the ones potential for fight of the night action in here. Middleweights, I mean, Tyler's the 7th ranked AMI middleweight in Virginia. His opponent, Logan is 16th. So this is, I mean, we got a fun one here.
Some high talent entering the cage, especially for that 4th fight that we talked about, which is very illustrious and the turning point oftentimes for guys in their MMA career. Throw it back up to Chris for the announcement of Logan Dye.
And his opponent, making his way to the cage and fighting out of the blue corner, it's Logan Dye.
Logan Lullaby Dye, 6 feet, weighed in at 182.8. He's 23 years old. Fights out of Rioma Academy in Frostburg, Maryland. He's from Barton. 2-1, like I said, number 16 out of 54 AMI light heavyweights in Virginia. Second fight of 2018. This is his 3rd for CageZilla as the GoSport.com cameras follow him out. And look at the look in his eye. The last fight, one of the fights that you and Chris called, Chris said he's got the look of a serial killer. And
yeah.
I mean, he spreads those looks around, doesn't he?
He does. And you know, one thing about Logan is he's got really big hands for a guy his size. You know, his fists are noticeably large, especially you'll see it, you know, in the ring when he's
throws
blocking.
them with bad intent.
He throws them with very bad intentions, and he knows how to land them too. You know, the guys over at Rioma MMA, they're another one of those places. They just run a good shop. They have a couple other guys fighting tonight. Cody Matthews, who's fighting for a title, he fights out of Rioma MMA. And when you have all these guys coming from the same gym, preparing for preparing for a fight, you know, that goes a long way. That goes a long way. And it's interesting to see now because Logan lost his last fight against a bigger, stronger wrestler. And Tyler was able to weather the storm against a bigger, stronger wrestler. So it's really going to be interesting to see how Logan comes back and what skills he's learned to mitigate that, as well as how he matches up with Tyler Bunting, strike for strike and power for power.
Yep. And everything else sort of a wash as far as the tail of the tape. Let's see what Chris Fuller has to say about all this. As referee Michael Dolman checks out the fighter's gloves. And we are about ready to get underway for this, our 7th fight of the evening. Remind me, Charles, I want to ask you about this. Is the glove touch that these 2 fighters just agreed to, is that going away?
No.
We've seen a bunch of fights without one tonight.
Yeah, you know, I find that surprising. You know, I'm very big. I think touching gloves, any show of sportsmanship in a sport like this is really, it's important. You know, it's good to have.
I totally agree.
But to that extent, you know, I know a lot of guys who they don't want to touch gloves, they don't want to be friends, they don't want to be cordial. They just want to do the stare down, keep their mouth shut, and then after the fight, they'll exchange any pleasantries they want. And I think that's really what it comes down to. You know, it's up to the individual person. And Michael Dahlstrom was taking some preliminary tape cutting.
So it prevents another tape incident.
3-minute rounds in the CageZilla middleweight division. Starting out, fighting out of the red corner, standing 5'11" and weighing in at 185 pounds, fighting out of Disciple MMA with a perfect 3-0 record, it's Tyler Bunting!
Disciple MMA, crowd coming out in force.
They roll deep.
Fighting out of the blue corner, standing 6 foot tall and weighing in at 185 pounds, fighting out of Conquest and Ryoma MMA with a record of 2 wins and 1 defeat, it's Logan! Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 3-minute rounds in the CageZilla middleweight division. Your referee is Michael Logan.
And Michael Dolman, the hardest working man in show business this evening, is getting us underway for this 185-pound bout. And fireworks right from the get-go. Big knees from Bunting as both fighters struggle for position.
This is one of the ones I've been waiting for, guys. This is gonna be a
Ooh, sneaky little knee upstairs, little chin music.
You know, one thing with Tyler Bunting is he's very, very strong in the clinch, and he's very good at utilizing his knees. So, you know, even though I would say that Logan might be the bigger fighter, might be maybe a little bit stronger, maybe carrying a little more weight, Tyler Bunting's technique in the clinch is just very, very impressive.
We saw that in his last fight, that great comeback win.
And you're seeing, you know, the control that he has right now with those underhooks. He's eating a lot of knees.
A lot of knees, and the crowd is letting us know about it, as we are getting shouts of approval for every knee that lands. God, again, Bunting's clinch work is something to see. Yeah,
how he's using that elbow to create space.
Yep.
And he's working his arm in there now. Now that was a level change from Logan, but Tyler immediately, oh, beautiful knee right there. He got the arm for the guillotine, and now he's keeping his head down. He's got the choke in there. Good defense from Logan. He actually grabbed onto the shoulder to create some pressure, but he's a big knee right there. That one got through again. So he's using the guillotine to hold his head down, and he's sliding in these hard knees, and both of those landed like right on the forehead. Logan went for the throw, but Tyler landed right on top of him.
Tyler landed right on him. Gosh, you wonder, the way he works his hands in close, you wonder if Tyler was a pretty good, oh, look at that ankle lock. Do you think Tyler was a pretty good offensive lineman in a past life?
He could have been, for sure, especially with his angles. Good defense. Now, he's got to be a little careful. He's got one leg in, right? But he's doing a good job of stacking Logan, landing big shot there, but he's stacking him up, which doesn't really let Logan get the pressure he needs to extend on that leg. And Logan actually abandoned it. Even though that, I mean, like, what he really has got to think about is if he were to roll under, see how he's rolling through right now? Now Tyler's got to be a little careful because that knee is, that's a dangerous spot for the knee, for the extension. Now it's going to be, it's the hyper extension that happens, but Tyler was able to turn and come around the outside. Big shots landed from Tyler.
Oh, a little posture.
Good movement, but just
good
wasn't
job by
enough.
Dye, yeah.
You know, with Tyler's leg in there, that actually, it's an awkward spot because Tyler can't advance and Logan can't change his position. So when you see that type of explosive effort and then they end up in the same spot, it's because that leg is actually stuck.
Ooh. But it'll be interesting to see if those early knees from Bunting will pay dividends in the later 2 rounds.
Jay, that's a great point. That's a great point. Yeah, that was an excellent start for Tyler Bunting.
You've got to give Logan Dye credit, though. He ate some big shots there, man.
He ate some big shots, and he took them quite well. You know, if I'm Logan's corner, I'm saying, look, you know, use your jab, use your cross. Don't let him get in. When he gets in on you, you're in trouble. He's got that type of leverage. So keep him guessing. You need to make him respect your power and respect your punches. Coming to the replay here, you see just knee after knee. Oh. I mean, right in the gut.
In GoSports.com super slow-mo.
I mean, knees to the stomach are like, it's this dense pain that you really feel in your organs. You know, I mean,
there's a lot of important stuff down there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things that it slows you down and it breaks you down quick. But you know, Logan's been through some tough times and he's persevered. So let's see how he reacts to this. I want to see him, you know, rely on those punches and put some pressure back in. Logan shoots the takedown. Tyler's going for the reversal now. He's got the leg trapped. He needs to shoot his own leg in. See, again, his leg is trapped there in half. Once he clears it, he's going to end up right inside of Logan Dai's guard.
Yep.
But again, he's on top.
You know, looking at tail of the tape says Dai is 6 foot, Bunting 5'11", but just to my failing eyes, Bunting sure looks like the bigger fighter all around.
Taller for sure.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm pretty impressed with Logan's flexibility. For a big guy,
somebody
he's
sprung
got
a little
deep,
leak.
this is called a rubber guard.
Yeah.
And it's very deep right now. It's actually, he's got his own arm. Unfortunately, it's the wrong side. That's the problem, right? He needs to switch, but he wasn't far enough over. So he had to abandon it, and then Tyler was able to use that to get to side control. But I want to reiterate, that was very impressive flexibility.
Digging that elbow right into that little mouth.
Now Tyler's got the arm trapped.
Is he working on the crucifix?
Yeah, he's working on the crucifix. And it's just interesting because he's in a deep half, but with his body was further across, but he still had that arm trapped.
Dai not making it easy on him, though.
No, he's creating space.
Like you said, that flexibility is also serving him good stead.
Some swelling of the eye, both eyes from Logan, but that right eye especially, it's got a cut and it's starting to seal up on him.
Dai doesn't have really any legs tied up there. I don't know why Tyler's not trying to step over into full mount.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Tyler's right leg is in between, but it's not really being held by anything.
Yeah.
You know, so the move naturally, you want to knee slide through, and then you could either decide if you want to end up in side control or going full mount. And obviously, you know, as we said that actually, he went towards side, and Logan was able to get his knees in.
Logan Dai very pesky with that extra flexibility, those big long legs.
Yeah, but you know, to Tyler Bunting's credit, he's doing a great job of just passing that defense and forcing himself to stay in a dominant position. North-south here.
Yeah, to what you were saying earlier, Jay, when they walked in the ring, like you said, they've got them listed at 5'11" for Tyler Bunting and 6 foot for Logan Dai, but yeah. Bunting looked like the
Bunting looks
fighter.
like he's about an 11-foot tall, you know, bear of a man.
Yeah.
But when he's on his back, like, you know, when Bunting's got,
look at this.
From Logan, but right into a darce.
Yep.
It doesn't look like there's enough space between the arms, but Bunting's got the grip. What he needs to do is he needs to actually shoot that arm, the choking arm, further deep so that the elbow is actually kind of closer to the Adam's apple. And then he wants to take that top hand and push down on Logan's back. And he got the tap.
Right. It's just very close to the end of the round.
Wow. Right before the bell.
And another submission. That's 4 fights, 4 finishes.
Wow. Excellent
for
adjustment.
Tyler Bunting.
Tyler Bunting made the adjustment necessary. That was beautiful.
And look at these two are going to have a little talk about it. A lot of love in this sport, Charles.
Very impressive from Tyler Bunting.
Just and hung in there right at the end of the round. Didn't take any time off. Didn't say, okay, we'll come back. Knew he could get the finish and got it. Did exactly what you said he needed to do. Adjusted the choke and got his 4th consecutive finish.
You know, I didn't know if there was enough time because there was space, but I mean, you could not have scripted that more perfect. And really, hats off to Tyler Bunting. You know, so this is what we just saw. He came in. This was a big fight, like we talked about. He came in with a game plan. He said, "Look, I'm going to go for the clinch. I'm going to work the fight on the ground, and when I get it on the ground, I'm going to hold him there." And that's exactly what he did. He didn't get hit at all. He didn't really take too much damage, and he dictated every single piece of the fight. Instead of it being a mixed fight where you see somebody who's just out-skilling, you know, who has more talent, Tyler Bunting followed the game plan and did exactly what he wanted to do.
It was a solid game plan. Both of them telling him how tough the other is. Good for these two. Hope to see more of these two fighters.
Great display of sportsmanship from both guys. You know, a lot of respect, and you know, hats off to both of them. But Tyler Bunting really impressed me tonight. This was a great win for him to add to his resume.
Look at them, they're still talking it over. Michael Dolman finally says, look, fellas, I got work to do.
Yeah, he actually had to separate him. We'll throw it up to Chris for the official decision.
Bunting grabbing his hardware. This looks to me like a case as happens all the time where these two guys are going to end up being good friends after a frank exchange of views inside of an MMA, locked in a cage for a while.
5 seconds were left, by the way. Michael Dolman just gave us the time. 5 seconds left, he sealed that up.
You know what? He's doing his job and he's doing our job, Charles.
I mean, he's just...
You can't slow down.
He's just the best, right?
You can't contain Michael Dolman.
No, you know,